Dr. Yatnal, starting a Hindu party. I'm going to start with what he said. You and I discussed it when I asked you, will he start a new party? Because it all seems like, he's all set to do that. And at that time, of course, the panel said he's a nobody, etc. But today, do you think that there is a space for a Hindu, shrill, strident, Hindus in danger, that kind of a organization or party in Karnataka, Dr. Yatnal?
What is a Hindu party? What is a Hindu party? What is a Muslim party? I mean, this had been bandied about very loosely. There was Hindu Mahasabha long ago, then there was RSS, and then as an offshoot, there was Jansangh, then BJP. Now, if that kind of space really existed forever in eternity, because all this Hindu politics was pegged around certain issues like Babri Masjid or Uniform Civil Code or the Shah Bano case. Now, what is Yatna trying to do? At a time when BJP itself is giving out Modi kits to Ramadan, the Saugate Modi kits to Muslims today. I mean, so that's very much an admission that this space of extreme Hindutvawadi or extreme Islamist politics doesn't have any resonance with the common people, or it's bad politics either way. At one point, we are talking about abolition of work, and another point, we are talking about Congress giving 4% reservation in government contracts. And at this juncture, Modi is giving Saugate Modi Ramzan kits to Muslims, not Yugadi kits to Hindus. So it's a very strange times, basically. And coming back to Yatnal's politics, Yatnal politics right from the start was never about any ideology. It was only about his power, lust for power. He was expelled twice before from BJP, and once he joined JDS. Then once he rebelled and filed a nomination for which he was expelled again in 2015 for 6 years. Then he was taken back. So nowhere in this kind of journey, Yatnal has any inkling of any ideology. Yes, he
No.
keeps talking about
Yeah, sure.
Congress being
Yeah.
pro-Muslim and BJP being soft and all that. That's a different thing. But he's not Yediyurappa. He's not Advani. He's not Vajpayee. He's not for that matter even Praveen Togadia. And there is no such an issue in North Karnataka. Coastal Karnataka is different. He comes from Bijapur, the land of Baswanna.
Yeah.
And that is very hard to happen there. And he lacks that kind of might, that kind of appeal. And basically on the ground, there is no that kind of communal polarization in North Karnataka.
All
But
right.
the danger is whether Yatnal will make any political headway or whatever, that's a different thing. But by and by, over the years, what will happen is North Karnataka, especially the Bombay Karnataka region, Kudal Sangama and Bijapur district will become coastal Karnataka,
Right.
where for every drop of hat we have a communal issue.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
that is the danger we are facing.
Yes. But Vijay Grover, welcome to the show. And, I want to ask you, you heard Dr. Yatnal. He's completely decimated Basanagouda Yatnal. He says, what is he talking about, etc., etc. But I'm asking you, Vijay Grover, a lot of these politicians always become an irritant, a thorn in your side, even if they may not be in the most important chair. They are always there to be a spoiler. A lot of people in Karnataka, I mean, I've been talking to them, they say, listen, look at the BJP, it's in a shambles. The son does not know anything, he's a newbie, he's a greenhorn. The father is extremely old now, he's a brilliant man, no doubt, but, I mean, he's not young anymore, and he anyway went out, he was brought back. Now, given this space which is there, Khali, do you think Yatnal is using it very well? Because since Baswaraj Bommai, a lot of people felt, where is the zing gone out of BJP? It's become like, a JDS party, he's got socialist moorings, etc. Do you think Yatnal is playing a clever game, even if it is not, even if it is
Good evening
dangerous?
to the.
Hi, Vijay.
Yeah.
Hi.
The first thing that actually came to my mind,
Yeah.
the first thing that actually came to my mind after Yatnal announced that he would have a separate party, and the way he's been behaving. The man in news, Eknath Shinde, is what came to my mind. The way he's been able to take regional politics to a level where he has the BJP coordinating with him. The BJP is, running behind him. Maybe Yatnal is only taking inspiration from there, so that he can be a regional satrap, even with if it's with 10 MLAs or 12 MLAs. He knows he could play a crucial role. And the hard Hindutva role that the BJP is not willing to take in Karnataka the way it feels it should have. I think so. That is the vacuum that Yatnal is trying to create. That he will play the tough guy and ensure that if he gets 10, 12 MLAs, same thing what Yediyurappa did. He ensured that the BJP went out of power when he made the separate party. Yatnal feels that maybe he can repeat what Yediyurappa did at that time, and his recent aspirations Eknath Shinde, who took on not only the regional party but also the BJP, and has created a niche vacuum for himself, a niche gap for himself that he is able to call the shots. So Yatnal maybe feels that that is where he is heading for, though the Karnataka elections are far still in terms of another 3 years to go. But in case the political instability that we are seeing in the Congress, it could be a little earlier. But that is something where Yatnal knows that in the North Karnataka region, where he has played the hard Hindutva card, he could get some support in the coastal regions as well.
Vijay, yeah.
And the disgruntled elements who are unhappy with Vijayendra would certainly support him.
Vijay, you're thinking just like I did, but this is why I love the debate, because we are split wide open. On one side is Dr. Yatnal, and you and I think very alike. I think here he is raising the bogey of Hindus are in danger, and I'm going to be the Messiah who's going to save you from the clutches of the bad guys, as it were. Dr. Yatnal, let's look at what he can bring to the table. He's the man who's been talking about 15% reservations for Panchamachalis, right? He's a man who's been seen as someone who is the flag bearer for Lingayats. He's the man who almost 1.5 months ago said that Yediyurappa is not even a Lingayat. You are right in the middle of it. You know the equations, and you know what is truth from lies. But for the common person, that is, I think, an advantage to him. Let's not forget 3 by-elections. BJP lost. They had egg on their faces. Let's not forget that today the Lingayat question it's a big question mark as to, does Yediyurappa and even Vijayendra, do they lead the Lingayats? Do they represent the Lingayats? Don't you think that this man, whom I call a rebel rouser with many causes, has those advantages on his side, Dr. Yatnal?
One by one, let us look at it.
All
First
right.
of all, to question whether Yediyurappa is Lingayat or not is a bit too late in the day. And he has spent an entire lifetime in Karnataka politics, and people know who is Lingayat, who is not Lingayat. And as far as whether Yediyurappa represents the entire Lingayat community or Yatnal represents the entire Lingayat community, that is a very impractical question, because no single leader represents entire community of Lingayats. There are various leaders in Congress like Shamlu Shivshankarappa, Ishwar Khandre is there, Sharan Prakash Patil is there, and there are various people in BJP also. Nirani is there, Bommai is there, and Yatnal himself does not represent even the Panchamsali community, completely, because there is also a division split open. There is Nirani, there is Yatnal in the same district, and there are 2 seers. In fact, when I was in school and college, we did not have a seer for each and every subsect. Now that it is there, there is a seer for. There was a seer for Panchamsalis. That was this Jayamurtyunjaya Swami, and then there was one more, Vachanananda Swamiji, who is with Nirani. This man is with Jayamurtyunjaya Swami is with Yatnal now. So such being the case, community itself is quite fragmented in terms of loyalties, not in terms of communal sentiment, but in terms of loyalties it is divided. And to be an Eknath Shinde or to be Yediyurappa, for that matter, at the times of KJP, if you can make an impact like KJP, Yatnal, I don't think has that kind of political muscle nor the social capital. to pull it off. He can talk because whatever our surmise, whatever our guesswork is, it is based on the disgruntled elements in BJP who stood with Yatnal so far when he was opposing Vijayadashami and Yediyurappa. But where are they now? Are they with Yatnal now? Not a single man has resigned.
You know, yeah,
They're
okay.
talking from within the party. They're
All
talking
right.
from within the party.